Nikki, I have Turkey Cam pulled up right now to start this second podcast that we're doing here.
I told you.
I'm going to bring it into the studio right now, and you can say hi to everybody. Good morning.
I told you we have to start every show with Turkey Cam.
Turkey Cam is going to be there, but there's no turkeys on it right now. You can't see that. So anyway, how are you?
You know, I think we might still have jobs if we started the show with Turkey Cam.
Turkey Cam.
Because we used to start with your stories about possums, and maybe we were just going off the wrong market. Maybe it was the wrong animal. Maybe it should have been turkeys.
Yesterday, there in my neighbor's yard, there was a little baby raccoon, and he was stumbling around, and I couldn't tell if he was sick or not. I wanted to go over and pick him up. I kept checking on him, and then he disappeared. So I'm just, in my mind, I had to decide that he's okay. Anyway,
he's okay. He's okay.
Anyway, good to be with you, Nikki. As always, every morning I get up, I put on my robe and slippers, and then I walk out and I pick up my newspaper at the end of the driveway.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen a newspaper lately?
No, I haven't.
I have not held a newspaper lately, actually.
That actually surprises me about you. I feel like you would read it every day.
Well, I do online, but holding a physical newspaper.
My dad does every day.
So can I show you something?
Yeah.
All right, here you go. So here's the newspaper.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Nico on the front. We got to talk about that.
Nico, we'll talk about here for a second. Vince Gill, rally focuses. Where was it? Where?
You're making me nervous.
Oh, look.
Stop it.
Oh, look. Ex-WKR anchor Burdine says she'll work again with Orne.
It's actually in the paper?
So anyway.
How are you just now telling me this?
I want to just thank you for the day you gave me the other day.
Can I see that?
I'm working my butt off. I'm literally working my butt off. It's kind of funny, actually. And my phone starts buzzing across the countertop.
Layla, it's okay.
And when my phone starts buzzing across the countertop, my first thought is, what has Nikki done?
Because really? You go to me first?
It's always you. It's always you. So my phone is going, Want to tell me about what happened?
What happened?
You posted a video.
Yeah.
You posted a video. You went into a little bit more detail about what happened with you. Apparently. That's what you're sharing too much online right now. But anyway,
that's hilarious. I can't believe I've been here for 10 minutes. You didn't tell me that.
You didn't. I had a newspaper sitting in front of me. You didn't once look at it and go, "Why do you have a newspaper?"
I thought
no
you
one
read it.
uses newspaper anymore.
People do.
It's at the checkout at Walgreens, actually. I was getting some office supplies there, and I saw it, and I was like, I saw the first article, which I want to talk to you about.
Yeah.
But then I opened it up, and the first thing I opened, it went right to it. And I was like...
That's weird. Do you always pick up a newspaper when you're... Okay, why did you do it this time?
To see if the article...
Really?
Yes, because I know Brad posted it online.
Yeah. We love Brad. We love Brad.
We do love Brad. He's been a very nice guy to us for a long, long time.
Yeah.
So anyway, so here we are the next day recording this, and it's going to air Friday.
Yeah. I felt like it was just the right time just to address it. As I said in my video, I needed my heart and my mind and my body because I just needed some time to sit with my new reality, what happened, and how I really felt. And I didn't want to be reaction. I just want to react hot-headed or anything else. I wanted it to be my real true feelings. And I think it was.
I've never known you to think before you fire, actually. You usually shoot from the hip type of gal. And that's gotten you in trouble over in the years.
When have I gotten in trouble?
Occasionally. You're not working anymore. Apparently got you in trouble somehow.
That was
the shoot from the hip thing?
That was all intentional. I knew what I was doing.
Anyway, how many views did that get? Give me some stats on that.
Let's look it up. I don't know. I haven't checked today. Okay. Layla, she wants to know too.
She wants to know.
I mean, listen.
Do we need a quick Layla cam?
We always need a Layla cam.
Hold on one second.
How do I see it on desktop?
I don't know.
Oh, it's up to.
Why is it not available?
I don't know.
Okay.
Last time I saw it was up to 350,000 views or something.
Well, it was very, people are very interested. I'm sure you got some meaningful messages from people and
wonderful messages. The messages were there before when they noticed that I was gone, but then when I announced that it wasn't my decision, and it was just a lot of great support, and it was really sweet.
I'm glad.
It was overwhelming in a really good way. I felt so reminded.
Did you see mine?
Your what?
My message on there?
No, did you comment?
Yeah, I said it was about time they got rid of you.
I didn't see that. Now I'm mad I didn't see it. There are 5,000, I mean.
Shit, you're talking. It's on my underarm right here.
Oh my gosh. Nobody needs to see that.
No,
I mean, there are 600 comments, so I thought I saw them. Oh, well. Yeah, it's been wild.
Yeah.
It's been wild. And then Brad texted me right after, and I was at the playground with Andy. And when I finally called him, he was like, "Can we talk?" And I was like, "Yeah." There's still some things I wasn't ready to talk about.
So, it's still on me. Oh my gosh.
Are you okay?
Yes. I don't want to be on camera this much anymore.
Since when?
So you're good.
Since when?
Oh, you're such
Oh my gosh.
So anyway, now we have pressure on us to do something important and do something significant.
Yeah.
Which I didn't need that in my life right there. I just wanted to, fly under the radar.
Yeah, sure.
And
that's what we've always said about you. He flies under the radar, that Neil Orne.
One person wrote and they said, "Does this mean that dad jokes are coming back?" They said, "Will dad jokes be back?"
Let's do it.
Got it. We'll do it. Do you want...
Let's do it later. Let's do it later. Let's end the show with dad jokes.
End the show with dad jokes.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
On a lighthearted note.
Okay. There was also some social media posts that people put up. There was one that we can't read that was,
oh my gosh, the tweets. See, this is why I love Twitter. Who's calling you from LA? Immediate hit decline?
Yeah.
Okay.
But now I have to reset my phone, so you can talk for a
second.
Keep talking.
You're on.
Oh, I'm back. Okay.
You're good.
It's probably the people that are at work at my sitcom. So.
Oh yes.
They like to call it when I'm doing stuff.
What was I talking about?
You were talking about some posts, and there was one that we couldn't read. There's a tweet that absolutely.
We used to get some incredible tweets while we were on the desk, and obviously I haven't been tweeting as much, but I got a really great one yesterday, and I can't read it.
Are we gonna?
I can't. But it's good.
Are we gonna?
I want to hear
some
of
social
yours.
Media big time now.
I know you haven't had tweets in a while, probably.
Turkey can.
But can you go back to like some recent ones, like before you left the news?
Because I certainly can look there.
We used to read them on my social media, and then we kind of got out of the habit.
Yeah.
But you always showed them to me.
We're going to fire up X. And we're going to get back into that because X always gets you such good feedback. Oh my gosh, everyone's talking about the space capsule. So that was on my fake. Do you think it was fake?
No, I don't think it was fake, but I do think it was weird, and I don't know what they wanted to come from it. I think they all thought, "Oh, this is going to be like a huge girl power moment. The country's going to unite. We're all going to be really excited about it." I don't know how you felt, but I was kind of like, I don't care. Is that bad?
No.
It was also a weird Motley crew.
It was, but to me, it was like 11 minutes. I saw one newscast. The guy's like, "My coffee didn't even get cold while you were in space." And I was like, okay, I get that.
And also, how much money did that cost to do that?
Well, I think it's $28 million per person.
So, like, what was the reason?
And Katy, was it Katy Perry who said that everyone should do this?
Yes. I have that on my list of things to talk about with you. And the reason is because they're getting a lot of backlash right now.
I know. And they're fighting back too. They're standing up for themselves.
Well, to be fair, I don't know a lot about space travel.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that it's important, and I'm sure there are reasons for all that, but I was reading that Emily Ratajkowski, that model, she's...
Was she on there?
No, but she was posting about it and saying that...
You're putting Layla to sleep, by the way. Layla cam's up.
Oh, Layla girl. She was talking about... She slammed it, and she said, "You can care about Earth than fly a planet-killing rocket." And so she goes on this whole rant on TikTok saying, "I am disgusted about how... environmentally irresponsible it was, performative feminism, and grotesque wealth flexing." I feel the performative feminism. That's kind of what I was getting at. It felt performative.
So the rocket killing what?
Environmental rocket killing spaceship.
Oh, can I tell you something that happened?
Earth killing rocket ship.
Well, can I tell you something that happened to me the other day?
Mm-hmm.
I drive a Tesla.
Yeah.
You know why I bought it?
Why?
I just liked it. I like technology. I like to be on the leading edge of technology. I like gadgets.
Yeah.
And to me, that car's a gadget.
Mm-hmm.
I realize it's going to take me driving it 7 years before I realize any gas savings. I understand that.
Yeah.
I realize that disposing of the batteries can be an environmental problem down the road there, but I like to adopt technology. Like I have drawers full of adopted technology that are no longer used anymore. Anyway, I'm going over to Simmons Bank to work on a business account over there.
Yeah.
And I'm driving in, and some guy in a minivan, I thought he was aggressively waving at me. He puts his hand straight out of his window, straight up in the air with his palm facing me. Do you know, can you picture what he's doing?
Yeah. The hand gesture.
The hand gesture.
Yeah.
And so
oh gosh,
I kind of catch it. I didn't realize what was going on at first, so I kind of catch it back, and I waved to him. And I'm like, hey, because I have an American flag on the front of my car, and a lot of like veterans and stuff wave.
Yeah.
And but then I realized when I went by, oh no, he was doing the anti-Elon symbol to me, and I thought to myself, he's the one making the symbol.
Like he's the one spreading it.
You're right. Yeah. It gave me the creeps kind of like, I literally bought this car 5 years ago. It has 130,000 miles on it. I'm going to drive it till the wheels fall off because I like the car.
Right.
And now this guy feels like he's got to do this to me. And I just felt like kind of a little victimized. Is that weird?
It's like when somebody flips you the bird.
Yeah.
But here's my thing. What did he hope to come from that? Like, did he feel like big and mighty after that?
So,
like, I told him.
Was he winning me over? Was he sending me? I don't know. It was weird. It was just, but it happened. Weird. And I wondered if it would ever happen because of all the news stuff.
You know what else it's like? It's like when those bros, they rev up their engines when they're driving by a girl. Mm-hmm. It's like, what do you think's going to happen? I can tell you what's not going to happen.
Hey, you don't spend all that money on an exhaust system, so you don't. You got to use it for something, right?
I hate it so much. It's the same thing. It's some sort of like they hope something to come from it. This guy he wanted a reaction out of you that you didn't give him.
I waved.
Yeah, and he was probably very disappointed.
Disappointed. I'm like, hi.
That's what I do. A lady flipped me off yesterday, actually. Yes, and I don't know why. So I'm in the car with my daughter. We're going to the park, and we were on this very busy road, and I was trying to merge lanes, and I thought she was letting me over. And I guess she wasn't. She honked her horn, and I look over at her, and she flips me the bird. I didn't say anything. I didn't, like, honk my horn. I was just like, oh, sorry. Like, I didn't see you there, or I thought you were letting me over, and she flipped me off, and I looked at her, and I was like...
That's hilarious. That is hilarious. Have you ever had any verbal mistakes with Andy in the back of the car when something happened in your car that you regret those words coming out of your mouth?
I have not, but my husband has.
Yeah.
And then she used that same said word the other day when we were getting ready for school. She said, I don't want to go to school. It's stupid. And she put a word in between it's and stupid. I'm not going to tell you what it is.
Does the word have ing on it?
I'm not going to say.
You don't know cause of trouble. Okay. Well, I dropped an F-bomb in front of the girls once driving when they were little.
Yeah,
and they were both strapped in the back seat. Oh. And I looked up in the rearview mirror, and they both looked horrified.
Oh, it's just the difference. Andy wasn't horrified.
Their dad said a word that they did not approve of.
They knew it was bad.
They knew it was bad. Oh, yeah.
That's funny.
And I felt guilty for the longest time.
Oh.
It was awful. But anyway, that was, no one is going to write a book on parenting using me as the prime example. They might write a book on how did these girls turn out so great with this role model.
Oh, stop it.
But anyway, so it was crazy to get that wave.
It's weird.
Me.
It's weird. People are crazy. People are weird.
I should have known because it was a man driving a minivan.
Why? Maybe he's a stay-at-home dad and he needs to haul around a bunch of kids.
But men driving minivans have attitudes.
Why do you think that?
Because every time I see a man driving a minivan, they look angry, like life dealt them a bad hand. Right? Don't they?
I don't know. A minivan is awesome. Have you ever driven a minivan?
Oh, it's like driving a toolbox because you can put everything in it. I know. I don't have a problem with minivans.
You think this dude did? You think he was unhappy?
I would have driven a minivan, but
yeah.
I think generally, I think man driving a minivan, they look like they got dealt a bad hand of life.
Okay, I see what you're saying. You also think maybe he was a little bit jealous. He didn't have your fancy little car.
My little
zippity-doo round. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe. How old was he?
He's probably my age.
Okay. Yeah.
Just angry.
He's having a bad day, Neil.
No, he's just angry at the world. And imagine with all the Teslas on the road right now, and he has to do that to every single one. His arm must be like that left. He must have like tennis elbow from doing all the Hitler stuff.
Or maybe this is a workout thing. Maybe he's trying to get rid of the fat arm. Maybe he's just trying to
farm.
They call it fat arm. You never heard of that? Maybe he's just trying to work on his triceps. Is that what it is? I don't know. I'm trying to give this dude the benefit of the doubt.
I'm trying to do it too, actually. I'm trying to get rid of the barm, the belly fat thing.
Well, you were training for a triathlon. I'm sure that helps.
I know, but when I put on my biking jersey, I still look like 10 pounds of crap stuffed in a 5-pound bag.
No.
It's not pretty. Like,
you know
all
what?
these clothes, the triathlon suits, I mean, they leave little to be, hidden.
That's one of the many reasons I would never do it. They're not cute. I'm going to go for activities like golf and tennis. In fact, I said this the other day. I told my husband I want to start doing a hobby, and the main reason I chose those is because the outfits are so cute.
I appreciate that.
Right?
Yeah. Do you know that my biggest concern doing the triathlon is getting my wetsuit off because it's a full wetsuit, right? It zips in the back.
And you're wet.
And it's tough to put on anyway because it's a large, which I'm a large, but it takes me a while. So when I was at the race, they said, "Oh, don't worry, there are strippers there to help you when you get off."
Stop it.
So I'm like strippers? So Sean,
they should pick a different word for them. Stop it. That's what they said.
They call them strippers. So Sean Obrey and I, we were going to take a bunch of dollar bills and paste them against our body and then put our wetsuit on over top.
Of course you would do that.
So when the strippers were stripping us,
I can't.
Okay,
so they need to come up with a different name. Were they women or men?
We never raced, so I'll tell you after.
What would you prefer?
That's a good.
Who would you prefer?
I never thought of that. God. Yeah.
I could see both.
Probably men.
Yeah.
Probably men, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're in a vulnerable state.
You're in a very vulnerable spot, and you're trying to peel off a very tight wetsuit. So probably a guy. I'm
crying.
So we will.
Oh, my eyes are watering. Is that allergies?
So I was like, man, triathlons have everything. They even have strippers. Holy smokes!
Oh my! Now we know why Neil decided that.
They right now. Hey,
now we know.
It's a family show, okay?
Now
it's a family podcast.
Oh my gosh!
We have 96-year-olds watching this podcast.
Can we talk about? Okay, so
Please
I have
talk
to
about this.
I got this text from a friend of mine. Her name is Blair, and I love her very much. And she's a very dear friend. I love her whole family, her sweet kids. But she texted me yesterday, and she said, one of the teachers at her kid's school, her mom, is a huge fan of us when we were on the news together. Yeah. And of course I love hearing that, like makes my day.
Absolutely.
Again, like people
it's
actually
so much appreciated
watching because you forget. But she said she's 93 years old and her name is Ann Hightower and she's precious. And she said she stopped watching when we left and she wants to listen to our podcast now. So we are reaching audiences.
Say hi.
Shout out to Ann.
She's going to find this.
Ann, we adore you. Mm-hmm. We want to meet you one day. We thank you for your support, and you truly made my day. And I'm as cool as you are when I'm 93. And Neil hopes he's as cool as you are in 5 years when you're that age.
Is this ever going to end?
No.
Because you're not getting any younger. Mm-hmm. All right, you're catching up to me. Actually,
that's not how it works. How am I catching up to you?
Because I'm reversing my age from mitochondria level, gosh. And you're not. So there you go. Okay.
Do you want to talk about your mitochondria biochemistry? Neil gave me a chemistry lesson this morning, and I immediately fell asleep. Immediately.
You know what? I normally charge for that chemistry lesson.
Okay.
But you're welcome.
Okay.
As you get older, your cells' mitochondria becomes less active. So what we're trying to do is keep that active.
Oh my God, sorry.
Hold on, no. So you keep the mitochondria active, and that way you stay younger, and your body's able to fight off disease better.
Listen, I'm giving you crap about this. I 100% am on. I'm interested. I want to do this.
We're going to have a show about peptides, and we're going to bring on special guests. I know someone. You
know someone? Okay.
Yes. And we are going to talk about that because
I'm definitely
interested. Preventative medicine versus traditional treating symptoms is now what's in, right?
Well,
it's where the human race needs to go.
Yes. I will do anything to my skin. I do all the treatments. I do all the injections. I love it. Some people don't. You do you. But it's like, why wouldn't I do the same thing with the mitochondria? I mean, I'm in.
Okay.
You be the guinea pig first, though. You do it all, and then let me know how it goes.
Honestly,
if you grow another head or something.
If Carrie wanted to murder me, she could do it. She
Can't
could do
really
it.
blame her,
She just hands
can you?
me syringes, and I
Like-
just jab them in. You know, it could be, poison. Be done. Yeah, I feel like a pincushion at times. So we got good old Andy tweets. Fantastic to see you guys back together.
Yeah, that was
David
sweet.
Ferris, two of my favorite Nashvillians. Tanya Bowman, hearts emoji, let's go
Aw.
from Scotty Be Good. Mid-tin Bob, let's go. Ginger says, you guys need to just go away and stay away. Also,
Was that me or you or both of us?
no, it's you guys.
Okay,
It's you guys.
okay.
Becky G says yes, many yeses.
Oh, thanks, Becky G.
Yeah, so great.
Can we go back to when you were on TV every day, people would message and comment.
Yeah.
And I would get like the mean ones about like my appearance, but you would get some too. People are always like, oh, people are so mean to women, but like you got some too.
I got one guy that thought I was hanging out with too young a crowd, and I looked like a pedophile because it was old man me hanging out with a bunch of young ladies.
Oh my gosh.
And they said, you just don't fit in. You look like a pedophile. You need to go do something else.
That's mean.
I know, but when you're on that, people don't. The
No.
filter comes off when you're not talking to a real human being when you're commenting and stuff like that. You're just talking to some entity that's on a screen in front of you.
I mean, I'll never forget
It's
my
kinda-
first day on air with you. I was so excited, this new job. And a woman sends me a message and says, I can't believe you'd wear that on TV. What am I supposed to tell my grandkids? It was a shift dress, a Diane von Furstenberg dress that was sleeveless, but it was a high collar up to my collarbone. She said, you were doing the devil's work and you were going to hell for my outfit. I was like, oh. And then that same day, I got a message from a man who said, I think I raised my arms up at one
Was
point.
this the guy who said, send me your feet? Oh, no, underarms. Yeah, underarms.
No, this was the guy who said, Ray, you go, girl. Be proud of those lunch lady arms.
Oh, boy.
I was like so
You
upset.
know, all the lunch ladies out there, your arms are just fine, lunch
They are.
ladies.
And you lunch ladies are angels.
Oh, yeah.
I loved my lunch lady.
It's like feeding time at a school. Could there be any more intense time, possibly?
No.
No, there's no more intense time there.
Yeah, so we used to get messages like that.
Yeah.
Let's see if we get some with this podcast. You can't see my arms, really, so.
Gail King wants to be treated like a real astronaut. Nobody calls
Stop
it a ride.
it. Stop it. No, she did not say that.
Yeah.
Is that real?
You never know what's real anymore, right?
I know.
What do you trust?
Well, back to the article that I was telling you about that I read about the space launch, she was responding to all this backlash that she's getting, rightfully so. And she said, I think it's really good we can address it because I was one of those people before I went on this flight and before I became educated. Why are we spending so much money on space when there's so much to do on Earth? I was one of those people. However, she changed her mind when she looked at what Blue Origin does and what their intention is, which she said is to figure out a way to harness the waste here and put it into space to make Earth a better place.
Is that true?
I don't know. She said, I wish people would do more due diligence. And then my question is, have y'all been to space? Go to space or go to Blue Origin and see what they do and then come back and say this is a terrible thing. Sure. Let's go to space.
How about we go to the front yard for turkey camp?
Yeah.
Did you scare the turkeys off or something, Nick? They're all gone.
They were here when I pulled up.
That's what I mean.
Oh my gosh.
So thanks for backing me up on that one.
Oh, did you feed them already?
I fed them a lot.
Well, maybe they're full and they're done with you.
I'm waiting for my neighbors to tell me to stop feeding the turkeys.
Well, I mean,
it really at feeding time, there's a lot out there.
Do they have pets?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, my eye is itching like crazy.
Well, when you started digging in like that, I pulled it off you, so
good.
you're not on camera right now.
God, it's like allergies are like crazy.
My sister just sent me the Christmas present this year.
Oh, I
two
love that.
Maine mugs there.
That's very sweet.
So that's May, April.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much on time for my family.
Well, I'm a little disappointed. I mean, that's a great coffee mug. It's a great mug.
That is a great mug.
Shout out to Theo. But
it's in my undertone too.
oh Oh my God. But I was really hoping that you would have the mug that I gave you when you left News 2.
I searched for that this morning, Nikki. And I swear to you, I was going to bring that down here for our second one, where you fired us up in the newspaper. Now we got to do big time things. And I was going to hold it up, and I couldn't find it anywhere. Well, so I think it's with my brown shoes and my Columbia vest, because they've walked off out of my life as well. They're in here somewhere.
It was a coffee mug.
All three, my missing vest, my missing shoes, and my missing coffee mug, they're huddled up in a corner and like, all right, we need a short sleeve shirt. We need to get some socks and underwear, and then we can actually go, we can leave this place.
Well, it was for those of you who don't know, when Neil left me, I got him a mug that had me doing this, right? Was it this? I was doing this, and it said bestie or BFF? Bestie. And I also got you a shirt, too.
I have that still.
Yeah. Should have worn that.
Wait. I say I have that still, but I haven't laid eyes on it recently, so we'll have to check. Maybe that's with the vest and the shoes and the mug.
Listen, we can always get more made.
We will check. We'll check. Layla, still. So Layla, if Layla is any indication of how interesting we are, we stink.
No, it just means she's comfortable with us.
This child is snoozing. She is snoozing.
She's an angel.
She is an angel there.
She's so sweet. Little Layla. And
then, get back to the quarterback situation at UT, because my daughter's going there. My daughter's a ball.
So excited.
My neighbor Thomas came over the other day, and I was like, where are you going to college? He's like, I'm going to UT Knoxville. I'm like,
love it.
I'm like, wait a minute. My daughter goes over and spends all the time in the world with Maggie, sleeps over there, and you two have not figured out that you're both going to the same college next year?
They're going to be in the same class.
He's like, no, we don't really talk. I was like,
boys.
Okay.
I'm so excited she's going to be involved.
I am too, actually.
I hope she has a good football season for her freshman year.
Anyway, let me
Nico, the whole Nico drama. I mean, when I heard that this was all like a possibility, I was like, there's no way. But
we really like that kid.
Well, we like anyone on the team. We support these kids, you know? Well, they're not really kids anymore, but
they're young adults, and they're making millions
more
of dollars now. Yeah. They're doing terrific. But he was kind of special in just the way he carried himself, I thought, and the way he went about his business there. But now he's now he's getting trashed.
I feel really sad. I don't know the whole situation, obviously, but based on what the experts are saying, what the real sports reporters are saying, it's that it seems like it was, of course, a little bit of him. You know, he's an adult. He can make decisions for himself, but it might have also been his family maybe advising him wrong, or the people around him advising him wrong, and that makes me sad.
So you think a lot of these kids have teams now around them advising
and
them.
They should, right? No kid should be making these decisions on their own.
The bottom line is you have to find your best path to get to where you want to go, and these kids have a lot of pressure on them to do just that. And so what's the quarterback situation next year?
And we've got a few that were going to be backups to Nico, so I don't know if the transfer portal is open right now. I don't know if they're going to get somebody. I hope they will. There were some talks of...
It makes it seem like there's just some portal out there that people open up. There's this mysterious portal.
I decide to jump in and jump out.
It's like, here's the portal.
There's a few good options out there. If I'm any player, I'm going to University of Tennessee. Obviously, I'm a bias here, but that atmosphere, there's nothing like it. And if I'm a quarterback, I would want to go play for.
Well, now you have an opening. If you're a quarterback and you were thinking about it, now it's like, okay, well, UT has the top job open.
It is.
So
you can.
I thought they had a couple kids in the pipeline.
They do. So next year we're good. But then we got a kid from Brentwood High School, Brentwood Academy.
Yeah.
Yeah, George McIntyre.
Yeah, I've seen him play before. A man
He's a true freshman.
Amongst boys, right.
So maybe it could be George. And then Jake Merkslinger.
Okay.
So
I like all that.
Slinger. We're going to call him Slinger.
The Slinger. Gunslinger. The orange golden slinger.
I don't know. I'm excited about it. Of course, I'm always going to be a Tennessee homer.
I don't think that's a bad thing.
You're going to be a Tennessee homer now, too.
I can't wait to go to UT and visit the campus. And
You're gonna love it.
Carly was going to do a virtual orientation.
No!
And so I tried to talk her out of it. So
she has to go.
I want to go with her and see everything that she's going to experience there. So
when is orientation?
It's coming up in May, actually. It's like 17th or something like that. Her she had her senior prom the other day. I cried.
Yeah, I would too.
They actually introduce us.
Oh my gosh!
And you walk in with your daughter, and then we did the first dance, right?
Oh.
And I wasn't even thinking about it.
No.
But then all of a sudden, I'm like, started thinking about it. I'm like, oh my gosh. And then I remember I pulled up our picture from our first dance we went to when she was 6 over it. Or what year did you start at Clovercroft Elementary? 8?
No, 6.
6.
In kindergarten, 6.
It was then I pulled it up and I was like, wow. I remember doing daddy-daughter dances there. So they got me.
Oh, my gosh.
They got me. But it was so special. And then she's going to have unfortunately, her senior party is going to be while I'm doing the triathlon down on Panama City Beach.
Oh,
but
yeah.
she understands.
We should throw another party. The girl should get 2 parties.
Well, when we go to Maine this summer, we're going to do a family party up there.
There you
for
go.
her. So we will
there you go.
celebrate. But then May 22nd, she graduates, and that's it.
I cannot believe it.
But she's doing all the senior stuff right now, you know, senior skip day.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and
oh my gosh,
it's hilarious. It's fun to watch, and it kind of you think, man, when I did that, it was many moons ago.
Yeah.
So
I wonder what dorm she's gonna get. Yeah. I think my dorm is still standing.
Her roommate is in the Brentwood area.
Oh, she already knows her roommate.
She knows they've gone out to lunch.
Oh, did they choose, or was it random?
I think they choose.
Oh, I chose mine, but
she didn't know. No, must be random because she didn't know her roommate.
That's amazing.
So
good for her.
Yeah. So she's all set there.
She's
going to
rush.
Working on getting her permits for driving.
Oh my gosh.
Now, Audrey driving scares me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So
sweet Audrey.
Sweet little Audrey.
She's old enough to be doing that. I mean, I know she is. Your girls. Every time I see them.
Why is it the second child's less interested in getting the driver's license? The first child wants the driver's license the day they turn 15.
Yeah.
The second child's like,
it probably has something to do with birth order.
Get around to it, something like that.
I'm sure it has something. I don't know. My sister was not like that. She was ready to go.
I'm going to preview dad jokes right now. You want to preview dad jokes?
Yeah, let's go. You got one?
You pull one up, and I'll pull one up.
Okay, hold on. I got mine.
Okay, we gotta go slow because Brittany used to edit these for us.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go with the first one. Okay. Why don't skeletons fight each other?
Something about bones. I don't know.
Because they don't have the guts.
Oh, yeah. So, okay. You want to hear mine?
Hey, that was pretty good.
Oh, no, it was great. I laughed so hard. You just missed it.
Why don't skeletons fight each other?
No,
they don't have the guts.
You don't need to repeat it.
Was it the delivery? It was the delivery.
You want to hear mine?
Yes.
Okay.
Just one. We're previewing it.
Okay. Why did Luke Bryan bring a ladder to the bar?
Why?
Because he heard the drinks were on the house. I don't know.
Are you picking on Luke?
No, I love Luke. I'm trying to plant seeds that maybe he'll come on the show.
Oh yeah, we'll get Luke on the show here.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy there. So there's your preview. If you like those, boys, everyone's
actually please
if
just
you
stick
like
around.
That, stick around.
Please stick around.
Fortunately, we didn't use our best ones for the first one right there. So
and now a moment for our sponsors.
It's almost Easter, and I
wait.
saw a news story the other day on people are buying less eggs this year to paint for Easter because the egg prices there. I saw it was on one of the local stations there. They actually.
I imagine that's probably true.
Do you think so?
I don't know. We don't buy a lot of eggs in our house anyway, and he's not a big egg eater.
I feel like that's one of those stories. Like, okay, you assigned it right.
Yeah.
And
trying to fit a square peg into a round hole.
Trying to fit a square peg in a round hole. Yeah. So the first 15 people you go out and interview, you do what's called an MOS, man on the street.
Man on the street.
You say, are you buying fewer eggs this year for Easter to paint? And everyone says, no.
Yeah.
It's going to be a normal thing. So then you have to regroup and you have to say. Okay.
Or they find one person and they center their entire story around that one person.
Right. So that you redo the question and you say, do you think people in general will buy less eggs this year because of high egg prices to paint for Easter? And then you start getting the answer that you want and you're like,
there you go.
I got the story.
My boss is going to be happy.
I got the story.
Because your boss pitched that, or you may have pitched that story, but your boss says, yes, go with that. Do it. Take a national story and localize it, hyper-localize it. And they have an idea in their head. And if you don't come back with that angle, that story, and that interview for them, you're disappointing them.
You can't go back and say, no, everyone's buying the same number of eggs because you only paint like 12 eggs and people can handle that. So,
a little peek into that, how that goes.
I watch so differently now
because
I know, like,
you know how the sausage is made.
What you said is right. You get one interview and you make it represent an entire population.
Yeah.
and then you put it on the air right there.
And that's your story.
And that's your story there. Yeah. So you don't even, nowadays, you don't even need a second opinion. You don't even need a contradictory opinion to that. You only need one interview to do
You don't need to show both sides, Neil.
No.
And that is for everything, whether you're egg buying or, we're talking about other things in life. We don't need to show both sides. We only have our one side.
We only have one side there. Let's check turkey cam real quick. Still nothing. I don't understand it. It's like it's mating season right now, and boys get out there.
How long does mating season last? For turkeys, not you.
Wow, you haven't changed one single bit, have you? No.
My next question is, are there baby turkeys? Are they born in your yard?
They start showing up.
Are they born in your yard?
No, they're off in the woods. They're in the woods, but they turn up.
How cute are they?
And they kind of look like those things on Star Wars, those tall things with little legs. Like
Never seen Star Wars.
Their bodies are this big.
Okay.
And their legs are like a foot long.
You sound so cute.
And they just look like these little storks walking around.
Oh my gosh!
And they don't quite have their balance. And everything like
like baby deer legs.
And then it's hilarious.
Oh my gosh!
They're very funny, actually. They're very smart.
Okay,
too, so.
Let me know when that happens.
I'll let you know when it happens.
Andy really, really wants to see it. She made me FaceTime Neil the other day because she wanted to see the turkeys.
I know.
That girl loves animals.
And I couldn't figure out the camera, so she was looking at me the whole time going, "Oh, there's a turkey."
She was not impressed.
Like, that's the biggest turkey I've ever seen, Mo.
She was not impressed with that.
She was not impressed one single bit there. So anyway, we talked about airport parking prices the other day, and apparently, even though we didn't release that podcast yet, it got out somehow because people are contacting me about parking prices over there. I don't know what's going on.
Why are people contacting you about it?
$30 a day.
People are like, you're going to do something?
I think, yeah. People still contact me about doing stories.
Oh, what do you say?
I say I'll send it into the news desk.
Do you?
No.
You should send it into one of the other stations.
But a lot of times, no.
You can do them now.
I will write back and say, here's the email address for the station. So
listen, Neil, if you want to do some investigative reporting and bring it to us here on Not the News, even though we're not the news, I feel like I would make an exception for you if you felt really passionate about something that you wanted to tell.
I'm game.
Yeah?
Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go. Let's make some waves here.
I don't want to do that. That seems like a lot of work.
Let's go.
That doesn't seem like that's my journey.
What have you done to embarrass yourself on social media this week? What were your cringe moments that I can go find?
Everything I do is cringe, Neil.
Is it really?
I don't know. I mean, when I do like the Instagram trends or the trends or something, some people say, my husband says they're cringe, but he's always keeping it real. My sisters, I have a thread with my sisters, and before I post something, I'm like, cringe or not, post or not. And the other day they were like, don't post that. And so I didn't. They're my barometer.
What was it?
It was just me like.
Tell me, what was it?
My friend Ashley Alston, who I love very dearly.
Yeah.
Nashville Lifestyles is her Instagram handle. Y'all should go follow her. But we're working on some projects together. And we did this dumb dancing video. And I thought it was funny. My sisters were like, no, don't post that. So I didn't. Should I make a dancing video with you?
You sent me something the other day. Was that what it was? I was driving.
You want to do one?
A dancing video.
Let's just make Neil do funny things.
I'll embarrass myself. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that.
Yes.
I watched someone who has millions and millions of people that watch their stuff, and she said, you have to do stuff that's cringy at first, and you'll get better. And they're like, you'll look back on the stuff you did that was cringy, and you'll say that was cringy.
Yeah, for sure.
But you'll get better at it as you go along.
But also, who cares?
I don't really care.
That's my stance on it. It's like, if it makes you happy, it brings you joy, you find it funny, and as long as it's not hurtful or harmful, then do it.
But, Andy, when she gets to college age and stuff like that, our friends are going to be pulling up her mom's cringy videos.
Probably.
And they're going to be like, this your mom?
Yeah.
This your mom? This the one?
Which brings up a good point. I'm trying, I still include her in my social media, but I'm trying to be more careful about including her in stuff because she's also doesn't want to. Sometimes I'll record, not for social media, just for me, because I want to save everything.
You always have the camera in her face.
I do. And I always want to save it. I was like, I want to remember this moment. And she'll say, no, I don't want that. And so I'm trying to respect that. She is only 5, but putting her on social media, it can be dangerous.
So there was a point, first of all, my girls got to a certain age, and it was like they deserve their own privacy, right? It's like it's time for them to get their own privacy. And then secondly, there's a safety factor,
right?
I thought to it, because people were starting to make comments that weren't appropriate for
absolutely
that,
not,
right?
Absolutely not.
You know, these are children, and you don't describe them in the so just something.
Yeah.
But then they got to an age where I had to get everything approved through them. So when they got to an age where I thought it was going to be safe to post stuff, because they're kind of young adults.
Yeah.
They didn't want anything to do with it. Like, no.
I kind of love that.
I mean, they post themselves all the time on their stuff, and they're constantly on Snapchat sending stuff back and forth to each other. But when Dad takes a picture, let me see it. No, don't post it. Carly's a little bit better. So Audrey gets a little bit. Well, a little more difficult sometimes, but
they have to control. It's something they can control, and they should. They're both
just beautiful kids.
They are.
And I'm just, the only reason I post is because I'm just so freaking proud,
I know,
right?
I know. Like I feel the same way.
Man, it's like, God, these children are just so great.
How did we get so lucky?
How did we get so lucky?
I feel the same way.
Tilt your camera just a little bit back a little bit. I'm coming off your forehead.
Like that?
Yeah.
That good?
That's good.
Okay.
That's good there. So what does everyone think? Is that a better shot of her? Yeah, I think so. Mm-hmm. All right, good deal. And then Layla still is sleeping. Turkey Cam, we'll check in.
How does my jaw look? I had this treatment done yesterday. How does it look? I had this treatment done called Ulthera. I went over to my girl Dina at Ren Dermatology, and it's it's called Ultherapy laser, and it like goes deep into your skin and like lifts it up. It's like a mini.
Is it the sound one or it's a laser?
Yeah, I guess it's a laser. I don't know. I just go in there and I'm like, do whatever you
want.
Well,
your jaw looks like it's probably better if you chew with, right?
Right? Doesn't it look so much better?
Does it help you chew food better? Is that why you work on your jaw? Is that what you do?
No.
Why do you guys do so? I mean, it's unbelievable.
Well, you do it now too.
I am victimized by it. Okay?
We need to show your before and after.
I have, yeah, it is pretty.
It is.
There's a lot to it right
there.
Is. I get it right there. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it all started. Actually, Dina was the first one to stick a needle in me.
I remember.
Then Carrie and I started dating, and now. I can be sitting on the couch in the evening just watching TV.
And she just sticks you.
And all of a sudden she comes walking over, and I can tell she looks at me a certain way, and she's facial mapping me, and I'm like, oh, here we go.
You just like clench? You just like tense up?
No.
You're like, here it comes.
Oh, gosh, no. Can't do that. Can't do that.
No, you better not clench.
Not in front of Miss No Novocaine, no painkiller, no nothing.
So we've been talking about programming for this podcast because you posted that post, and now there's pressure on us to actually build a show. Well, this is
not going to be the show, but go ahead.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of just shooting this shit.
Tell me your ideas for this show.
Well, absolutely shooting the shit, because I think we kind of did that, and we're working together just on my social media, so definitely do that. I think we'll do dad jokes, but I also and maybe talk about some current events, not like not like heavy news. We don't want to talk about like homicides and stuff. No. Unless there's something that warrants that. But I don't know how you feel. I got enough of that.
It didn't seem like it, news is information and education. Yeah. And I'm not sure what information and education that advanced when we're doing that so much, right?
Nothing. It served no purpose.
Other than the only thing it felt like it did is it numbs society to the fact that this stuff is happening, right? And so people think less. I don't know. To me, it takes away some of the humanity. Yeah.
Not to say it shouldn't be talked about, reported. Like, obviously, that should be known.
Totally agree.
But it should be something that you, A, don't lead with. B, don't spend too much time on. You address it. This is happening. If you want more information about this is where you can go to get it. If this is your neighborhood, if this is an issue that you care about, go get this more information here. But it's not going to be the meat and potatoes of everything that we do.
And I think that at that level, you start talking about neighborhood safety and communities that are actually experiencing more violence than other communities. And then you start looking for bigger solutions in that, instead of using each individual episode as,
because you're right, it numbs us. Oh, another shooting, another this, another that.
Right.
And then we don't care. Right. And then that neighborhood continues to suffer.
We care.
Right.
But
I'm not saying.
You become numb to, like, you do so many. Yeah, but what we forget, though, is every single time you do a shooting, there's a family that's devastated.
Yeah.
You know? And we just casually read it.
In 20 seconds. And that's it.
And
no follow-up, no answer.
There's a family that's literally been torn to shreds. Mm-hmm. There's a community that's traumatized, and we're just like... And
that's it.
We'll follow that on our website.
And we don't.
So anyway, enough of that. Tell me what this... You want to be current events. I get it. Okay.
Not even current, just trending top. You know, talk about the space stuff. I just... Anything that interests you. And then I also really want to have some interesting guests on. And the messages I keep getting so far is have on like former people in the news business.
Right.
And I think that's definitely interesting. I'd like to talk to them about their experience too, if it's similar to ours.
So we know a few. And let's, so next one we'll bring in a guest and we'll do a little Q&A with that and kind of compare our experiences with their experiences and just get their insight on just everything. I like that.
But I'd also like to get some, we're in Nashville, country music celebrities like
Luke Bryan, since you're going to make jokes about him.
Yeah. I love him.
No, I agree. I want it to be everything Nashville. I want it to be, I want it just be all encompassing, right? Here's what's happening in Nashville. Yeah. Here's where our city stands right now. Yeah. This is what makes us Nashville.
So leave your comments.
Leave comments and stuff like that. Or
who
if you
know
someone, contact information.
Yeah. You know who I'd really like to get? My number one choice? Well, I could pick a bunch, obviously, like Morgan Wallen, Dolly. I would love to get Jelly.
You'd love to get Jelly.
I love him. I love his story. I love everything. And I love his wife.
Yeah.
I love Bunny.
I think he's just...
He's so busy.
He's so busy, but he's such a... I love him, too, because the way he opens up about some stuff that you don't normally see, that unguarded side of someone. And, and when he talks about the inner city and talks about it was rough bringing up, we know these places he grew up. Mm-hmm. We know everything. That's pretty amazing to me, what he's accomplished and where he's going. And it seems like he's on a duet with every single artist now.
Yeah, everyone's working with him. Incredible.
Right, I see him like, on the side notes of every single...
I just love anyone who, of course, we've all been through something, right? But not all of us talk about that. And that's not good or bad. Some people don't want to talk about that. But when they are able to talk about it and use their voice to help others, and it's exactly what he's doing. He's using his testimony, his history to help other people. And that's the most powerful thing we can all do. God gives us these obstacles, these adversities that we face, and how we overcome them and what we do with them is so telling.
Yeah.
And what he's done with his is helping a lot of people.
I think it's...
What have you done with your adversity, Neil?
I've done nothing, actually. My adversity. Well, I mean, I've had 6 midlife crises, so
really?
that's how I handle a lot of my adversity. I even feel a 7th queuing up right now when I saw the article that you made happen in the Tennessean.
That's triggering something in you?
I felt a 6th, 7th midlife crisis coming on.
How?
I was like,
why?
I was like, oh man, now we have to do something impressive, and that's good. I'm like, oh,
you feeling a little pressure?
I feel a lot of pressure.
Way to go, Brad Schmidt.
Yeah, thanks.
You're making Neil go through a 7th midlife crisis.
I'd like to do something live. I miss the live element of what we did. I miss a lot because I think that made me think on my feet a little bit better than I do.
Well, we're treating this like it's live. There are no edits in this.
There will be no edits in this. No. And you're
not only are we too lazy to do that, we don't have time or the knowledge to do it.
I could show let me show the studio real quick. Once again, it's on me. It's showing my underarm. Let me show.
Maybe we should have edits.
Let me show how this whole thing works. Right here.
Yeah.
Our little setup. Okay. So, first of all, I point out that Nikki doesn't do anything. Right? You do nothing. You literally do nothing.
Right
you
now.
Sit there.
I thought you meant in life. I was like, I mean, that's a little harsh, Neil. But I guess you're not wrong.
I'm just joking. You have your computer open right there.
But so to be fair, no,
this iPad right here, which I can't see right now, but that is my control panel for all the cameras that we have.
Yeah.
These 2 cell phones are our cell phones with the app downloaded, and this is a camera. This right here is just my Twitter feed right now, but there's the audio board right there, and there is the actual router. And then, so that's basically our setup right there, Nikki. So
it's very impressive. It's easy,
right?
You make it look easy.
So I edit on the fly, And then all I do is then you and I go upstairs and try to figure out like idiots how to post this stuff online, and we're not good at it. We sit next to each other. We don't say. Did she? Oh. Woo! Oh.
That's a dog fart. I would blame you, but I know a dog fart when I smell it.
Layla,
my God.
Did you have to?
Oh my God, that's bad. She's so ashamed.
She is. Open the door for her to get out.
It's okay, honey.
Hey, open the door. Open the door. Open the door.
You want to get out?
Oh my gosh.
She doesn't want to. It's okay, honey.
Oh, now I got it.
What?
Whew, yeah, that's a fruity one there, Layla.
Oh my God, Layla, that's so bad. And we're in such a small space.
Oh my God. I'm going to leave it on you. I got to get her outside.
This is so bad.
There's only something that happened. Hold on one second. Holy shit.
Oh, it's getting worse.
It's intensifying. It's like a storm building.
Can you leave? Oh my God.
Oh my gosh. Call Nashville severe weather. This is bad. Come on, Layla. Come on.
Can you leave your studio door open?
Come on, Layla.
Woo!
All right. Come on, sweetheart. There you go.
Oh my God.
Get yourself a little bit of action. Oh my gosh.
That's so bad. I was gonna blame you, but if that came out of you, would have a real problem.
Oh, it's still. Oh,
it's lingering.
Look who's back.
It's lingering.
Look who's back.
She's sorry. She's apologizing. That was bad.
That was.
Sorry.
We didn't see that one coming, did we?
No.
Nope.
Oh my gosh.
Nope. Not one bit.
I don't know if you remember when you were building this studio, when we were working together. You would show me pictures and talk. I'm doing this soundproofing. I'm doing this, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool." Like, truthfully, like, when are we going to get this podcast going? Like, it's hard. Is this ever going to get used? And then when you left, I was like, "Oh, I'm sure he'll do something for himself." And then when it happened to me, when the rug was pulled out from underneath me, you called me. You said, "Now you know why we have that podcast studio."
It all happened for a reason. It all kind of came. But again, this is not going to be our permanent home. This is going to be, not the news is separate from what we will be doing.
Yes.
I want to make that clear.
Yes.
Like this is just
this is a funzie.
This is yours, my little weekly debrief. We'll have guests on here. We'll do that. It's going to be once a week. It's going to be a traditional podcast.
Yeah.
What you and I are putting together is nothing traditional.
Yes.
And that's going to be the fun part there.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize how many pieces have to come together to do this.
Yeah,
but
it takes a little bit of work.
We're going to accelerate that once Carrie's business is open.
Yes.
And we're going
we have a
there.
meeting Monday about it. So
But
until then, just hang out and feel like you're just, hanging out with us.
Okay. 52 minutes into this.
Let's do dad
jokes, and then we'll wrap things up right there.
Okay.
Unless there's anything else you want to talk about.
No.
Okay. So you want to start? Or you want me to start?
I got one. Ready?
Okay, hold on a second. When you should it be on the person reacting during the joke?
Can you switch back and forth?
I can switch back and forth.
Okay.
Hold on a second. Let me put this in the preview right there. So, okay, you're on.
Okay. Why did Spider-Man break up with his girlfriend? Because she found him too clingy. That's good, right?
Okay, I like that. I only know 25 letters of the alphabet.
I don't know why.
How did you get that? How did you get that? Is that on yours? It is? Oh my gosh. This is what happens when you and I work so much together. We know exactly where we go for dad jokes, and we stole. Okay.
That's hilarious.
That is funny. That is funny.
You have another one?
Did you hear about the restaurant on the moon?
No, I didn't, actually.
Great food, no atmosphere.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Okay. Why doesn't Yoda have a degree? Because do or do not, there is no try, but also no credits. That's not very funny, is it?
If I knew where my wah was, I'd throw it in there.
I know. That was bad.
That wasn't just bad.
Okay, I have one more.
Do you want to just stick with that?
I need to redeem myself.
Okay, go ahead, please.
And I don't think this is going to do it. Why did Dolly Parton start a gardening business? Because she's always been great at working 9 to 5. These are not good. These are bad. These are really bad. These are really bad.
When we did this, when we worked together,
we had funny
I don't remember having one bad one.
I know. I've let you down.
Okay, here's, I used to play piano by ear.
Okay.
Now I use my hands.
Oh, that's not funny.
Oh, God.
That's so funny.
Oh, no.
That's not funny.
So we promote dad
funny?
jokes. We bring it to the end of the show, and then we say, why did the Scarecrow win an award?
I don't know.
Because he was outstanding in his field.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
But you didn't even laugh.
Well, because it wasn't an LOL. But you know what is funny?
What?
You can go into ChatGPT right now, and you can tell ChatGPT to make your dog look like a human. Like if your dog was a human, what would it look like?
Oh my gosh, this is great. Yes.
So I did that for my dog, Reggie White. And I said, he's 10 years old. He loves to play with the ball. He's a Beagle mix. His name is Reggie White. He loves to take naps. He's a sweet boy. And this is what they came up with. Oh no. Hold on. The Layla one I did it for Layla too. Okay. Oh no. Okay, hold on.
Here are my girls. Hold on. Since you're,
Here it is.
since you're busy doing
that. Look at them.
Here are my girls.
Okay, here it is.
They're so awesome.
That's Reggie White.
Oh.
And if you're listening to this and not watching it, I'm sorry. I'll post this on my Instagram story.
People are taking screenshots and looking at everything that you have on folders.
I mean, there's nothing that interesting, right?
I know.
Hopefully not.
All right.
And then do you want to see Layla's?
Do the description we did for Layla.
Oh, for Layla. Okay. Well, I don't have it anymore. But it said she's messy and
clingy. And she's a doodle.
She's a doodle. High maintenance.
High maintenance.
A white dog that always likes to get dirty.
Yep.
That's Layla. With the Chanel bag. She's bougie, but she's filthy. And I've never seen anything more accurate.
Oh my gosh. Layla, hold on a second there, sweetheart.
That's her.
You little gassy machine. Hold on.
Maybe we should add a note to the AI that she's got gas.
Layla, did you just see what you look like?
So there you go.
Oh, look, she's like, I'm out of here. I'm done. Thank you very much.
Offended.
I'm done. She's totally offended. That's all right. All right, so 57 minutes into it.
I think it was good, guys. It was good. Thanks for joining us.
Right there. There's go to the turkey cam up there. There's one turkey now. We finally have one turkey on turkey cam.
Man.
And then, as always, we wrap it up with both of us here, and I will pull that down and we say thank you very much for watching or listening. We'll be back next week with another one.
And we'll do better with dad jokes.
We will do much better.
Very disappointing.
Yes.
Bye.